Good morning and Happy New Year from Medellin. Today is January 1st, 2026, and Roberto Gringo is reporting in for the first video of the year. I haven't been posting many videos lately just because not a lot has been going on. I'm just living my life here in Medellin. As you guys know, I'm very comfortable in the hotel I'm at. I've paid for that for like almost 2 months, so I'm in one place. And as you know, I've been studying my Spanish, been taking my salsa lessons, and just getting into a little bit of a routine here. So not a heck of a lot to report, but everything's going very, very well so far. One of the things I'm doing, as you may or may not know, my cousin Rob is a practicing full-time shaman, and I'm helping him launch a YouTube channel. So we're going to be doing that actually today. I'm going to start uploading his videos today. If you're interested in that kind of thing, his YouTube channel is Big Sur Shaman. That's Big, and then Sur is S-U-R, Shaman, Big Sur Shaman, because he lives in Big Sur, California, and that's kind of where he got his name. That's where he's a practicing shaman full-time. So that YouTube channel's taken up a little bit of time, but I don't want to neglect my own channel, so here I am. Just taking a little walk here in Medellin around the stadium area today. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I play Frisbee almost every day. I play basketball about 2 times a week. I go running about 3 times a week. And I just generally take my time day after day here in my retirement. I will be here in Medellin through March. And it looks like at this time in April, I'll be heading back to Connecticut to visit family. Then I'm heading to Mexico because I'm actually going to be meeting the shaman cousin. I'm going to be meeting him. We're going to take a trip to a place in Mexico. And then from there, I think I'm going to be taking my first trip to, well, I've been to China, but this would be my first trip to proper Asia, Southeast Asia. So I'm thinking of flying to the Philippines first for a few reasons. They speak English there. And they love basketball. Of course, I like playing basketball, so that's one of the incentives. And I would love to explore some of the islands in the Philippines. Maybe rent a little motor scooter or something and explore the islands. So that may happen sometime in April. I'm looking at. Haven't nailed down the dates yet. Haven't bought the plane tickets or anything like that yet, but that is on the radar at the moment. I'm walking around here. This is the professional soccer stadium here in Medellin that many of you may have already seen in several of my videos. Very quiet day, being the first of the year here. It's a holiday, of course, so it's a very quiet day. Not a lot of people around. Weather is absolutely perfect as usual here in Medellin. Beautiful breeze, probably, I don't know, 75 degrees, something like that. And this is where I usually run too, around the stadium here, so that's where I am at the moment. Oh, and I may fit a trip to Panama in there somewhere because I have a friend of mine, a good friend, Mikey. What's up, Mike? Who just moved to Panama. And because things are always changing, you never know, and I really have to retire in a economically feasible location. Just in case something ever happens in Colombia, the rules change or politics or something happens. Panama apparently has one of the easiest visa requirements. You can stay there for a long time, and it's very cheap to process the visa. You don't need a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. And I got a buddy there, so I may end up heading to Panama just to check it out, because you never know, and it would be a cool little trip. So as I said, I'm here at the soccer stadium walking around, and I just noticed this this sign here, which is interesting because this soccer stadium currently holds 45,000 people, but it's quite rudimentary. Like the seats are like cement and stuff, and they're not in the greatest shape. But I see the sign that they're going to be expanding the stadium from a 45,000 person capacity to over 60,000. Looks like they're going to put a partial roof on there. So I've been to the stadium for a game once, but I'm planning on this next season, the next soccer season, the professional soccer season, I'm planning on going to a game and bringing the camera so you guys can experience what that is like. And it's very different than going to a sporting event in the US, let's just put it that way. Oh, and the other thing I was thinking about was, you know, this being a new year and everything. Today's January 1st, 2026, and I retired in March of 2025, so it hasn't been quite a year yet. But I was thinking to myself the other day that if someone were to ask me how my actual retirement differs from what I imagined it to be, you know, what would be the differences? And really the most major thing I can think of is that I'm still really busy. I'm still busy doing stuff all the time, and for some reason I guess you have this romantic vision in your head when you're not retired that, oh, I'm gonna have all this free time and stuff. Well, in a way I have a lot of free time. For example, partially because I'm retired and also partially because of the culture. Let's say I go to breakfast at a restaurant or something, and I'm sitting there having my breakfast. There's no rush to finish my meal, and after I eat, I can sit there and just, you know, chill out for a while. It's very common here in Colombia, even at dinners or breakfast or whatever. The waiters and waitresses are not trying to move you from the table immediately or anything like that. You're allowed to sit there for as long as you want, and sometimes I'll sit there and watch videos or read news or study Spanish or something like that. So in that sense, you know, I take my time, I do what I want. But on a day-to-day, like my schedule, I've always got stuff to do. It's crazy. Like, you know, I'm rushing from one place to another. You know, maybe I'm forcibly rushing myself to go meet friends or play sports, or I don't know, buy something, or run errands for other people, or help people out doing stuff. I don't know, but just that, I guess that would be my major impression. It's just that I'm still busy, but it's, oh my God, it's so much better than being in that office. Oh, every day, without exception, I think about it, about how incredibly happy, fortunate that I am to be retired, be living in this place, which I consider to be a paradise, and have the time to do what I want. And of course, I've always loved planning trips, you know, to other countries, and executing the trips and anticipating what's coming up and that kind of thing. And I can do that, which is really fun for me too. So planning this upcoming Asia trip should be fun. Not sure exactly how long I'm going to be in Asia, but I anticipate it will be at least 2 months, maybe 3 months, because I have to be back in Colombia to spend my 6 months here, make sure I don't lose my visa and all that. So here's a little track, running track out here. If you want to run track, it's here. I was thinking that one of my upcoming videos, what I'll do, because one of my favorite ways to get to know new cities or new places is to actually just jump on a random bus. So you jump on these random buses without really knowing where they're going, and you take it to the end of the line. Usually it's going to be a loop, of course. The bus has a route where it will pick you up and eventually drop you off again. And I want to do that. I'm going to probably do that at least a few times and get to know different neighborhoods and stuff. And I'll bring the camera with me, and I thought that would be a fun thing to do. Got to pick the right time of day and that kind of stuff, because sometimes those buses can be packed or they can be really hot or something. But either way, for me, it's fun. It's fun to do. So I think I'll do that in an upcoming video. Yeah, so I think I mentioned this in a previous video. Colombia kind of shuts down for much of December and the first part of January, really. I've never seen it this quiet out here, ever. I mean, this is like, you don't normally like a street where there's traffic constantly, and it's a beautiful quiet day here today. But yeah, so Colombia kind of shuts down. So my salsa dance classes don't start for like another 10 or 12 days. Another thing that I'm doing is on Wednesday evening, there's a language exchange where people trying to learn Spanish and people trying to learn English, they get together at a language school and just have a conversation. I think that lasts like a couple of hours, but that doesn't start up until like 3 weeks from now again. And a lot of Colombians are out of town. They travel to, especially if they're not originally from Medellin, let's say, they travel to the towns that they're from and they spend time with family, things like that. So that's another reason that the city's very quiet here. What else? I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but there's a guy that's supposed to be hooking me up with some volunteer work. There's a famous area here in Medellin. It's called Comuna 13, which means basically neighborhood number 13, where they transformed it from basically what was like a ghetto into an incredible area of arts and culture and things like that up in that neighborhood. And from what I've been told, they're trying to do that for other neighborhoods here in Medellin. And this guy's going to hook me up with some volunteer work to head up there. And I said, well, I'd love to do that because it'll really give me some insight into what's going on in the city. It will allow me to help people here in the city, and it'll also really help me improve my Colombian Spanish. And so I thought that would be a great opportunity, and I'm gonna, again, I have to talk to him about that. I think he said on January 28th, after all the the holiday season is over and all that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of plans to do that stuff, but I have to work in the fact that I may be gone for a few months between my trips to Connecticut and Mexico, possibly Panama, and then Asia. But I got to be back here in Colombia to spend my 6 months. So that is basically what's up with me here at the moment. Nothing too exciting going on. Just thought I would check in. I haven't posted a video in a while. Hope everyone is doing well, and Happy New Year.